Yeah, bro. Look, every time we do an episode and then we come back for another one, things seem to get worse. It just seems to get worse. The episode we did before, it was like we're just praying. Come on, turn this around. Turn this around. It's a little bit of a blip. Let's turn it around. Now we're here again, and it's just gotten worse, bro. I mean, let's get straight into this, Ryan. Um,
Hey,
out of the
everybody,
FA Cup.
everybody, this coffee, by the way. I'm not smoking. I'm not smoking right now. There's just
I
coffee.
was just gonna
Smoking out.
say,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, it's not me
It's just,
smoking, it's just coffee, just blowing smoke.
it's just Ryan's just up in smoke. The
Yeah,
man
I
is
need
on
to get high. I
fire.
need to get higher, bro, just to get away from this club, bro.
Bro, Ryan, we've gone from a couple of months ago, 4 points away from Liverpool, and you were so giddy. You're like, why not?
I
Why
mean,
not?
you know what?
Can't we believe?
Yo, you know what, bro? It was my first happiness in 2 years. I don't regret. I don't regret it. I
Yes.
lived it and I loved it. I lived the moment. Enzo Fernandez scoring the winning goal, spit down his mouth, holding the badge. We're gonna win the league.
We're going to win the league, bro. And fast forward 2 months later, and we are royally in the mud again. I mean, Ryan, 3 years running. Yeah, I don't know whether you've seen, I know you say that you watch all of my videos,
I
or
watch
you must
all.
have caught this recently. How are we in this mess again, Ryan? Like, first season, okay. Like, not good, but fine. You're new owners, no problem. Second season, screwed up. All right, get it back now. Third season, again, we're in this mess, and it seems like it's about to like hit rock bottom again. The momentum's gone, the vibes are gone. Players look a little bit strange. Managers talking hella nonsense. I don't know if you heard. He said one positive to getting out knocked out of the FA Cup is now we can concentrate on the Premier League and the Conference League. He found a positive being knocked out from the FA Cup. I mean, Ryan, where's your headspace at with everything that's going on?
Brace for impact. Brace
Oh
for
no.
impact. That is my feeling heading into the rest of the season. We entered January in a state that we needed help. We needed
Hmm.
surgery in this team just to keep us into the top four because Champions League is going to be huge to turn a corner for us. But I
Yeah.
think I'm going to get into this later. There's two corners, there's two sides of this junction we could hit this summer,
Hmm.
right? And we'll get into that later. But I think that into January, we did the opposite. We've left this window even worse than we came into it. I mean, the squad depth is horrible. I
And
mean, let me start it off here, Miz, because I made my notes in my notes app
go
here for
for it.
you, bro,
Go
because
for it.
I'm a journalist of sorts, right? Yeah, but our squad depth is quite horrible, Miz. I mean, back when I made these notes, we were still in the FA Cup. Now we're no longer in the FA Cup. We just have Conference League. But still,
Hmm.
with Vega and Chilwell out, Kukurea is the only natural left back that we have.
Yeah.
And with no additions to midfield, we just have Caicedo and Enzo with no natural DM alternatives other than
Oh, we
Lavia.
got we got a new 19-year-old. We got a new 19-year-old.
Matisse Armani, I can't forget about him, but Matisse Armani, yeah. Jackson injured, Gu injured, no striker there. If Palmer gets injured, we have no attacking midfield of sorts with Felix leaving. Miz,
Yeah.
we're getting to a position where our team itself, our starting 11 needed help. And with the substitutes that were already there, now we got rid of that depth. And now we'll leave them stranded that if they're not there, forget about form with injuries, which is inevitable. We're just gonna slide down and down and down that table. And
It feels inevitable, right, Ryan? It like people will listen to what you just said and be like, Ryan, you're so negative. You are so negative. Say something. Uh, It almost feels inevitable. What you just mentioned. Look, these players that needed to go, they weren't happy. Sure, get rid of them, but at least bolster the team with a little bit of people didn't ask for much, Ryan. People just asked for you have two midfielders. You've got Andre Santos and you've got Uguchuku. Call one of them back. They're our players. They're Chelsea players. They're not Strasbourg players or anything like that. Call one of them back, and there's your midfield cover. And all we just ask for to spend money is go out there and buy a striker that can challenge Nicholas Jackson, compete with him, and maybe even take over him. Ryan, we got rid of everyone, and we just brought in Matisse Omogo,
Amani.
who we've already or Armani, who we've already briefed. We're not going to be utilizing him, bro.
No, but
We are finito.
let me tell you something, right? I was thinking about it. We agreed that our board had to make an active effort into improving our squad just a little bit, as you said. Somewhere in
Yeah,
strike, somewhere in midfield. For now,
mm,
maybe a
yeah,
Chalobah defense. Okay, fine. We'll deal with Sanchez in the summer, right?
yeah,
All we need
yeah,
is that, right?
yeah.
And maybe find, those French players like those Felix and those Vega and those guys who want to leave, find a way to make them feel involved in this project at least so that they could help until the summer,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, I felt as this board made an active effort to ensure that we do not make top four in the summer. No, but it sounds funny.
That's
It
mad.
sounds funny, but I
They
was
made an active effort to fail.
no, no, no. But is it a fit? No, this is the question. Is not
Yeah.
making top four a failure or a success for this board? Because if you make top four, then the model has to change. You need to design this team to
Mm,
win. You need to invest in football, but not in great business and profit. Whereas
mm,
if we don't make top four, we're not striving for things, they could continue with this model of bringing in people, selling them on pure profit. That kind of, you know, more that Brighton model that we've seen.
do you reckon? Do you reckon? Like, let's play this. I mean, this is one of the theories. This is your theory, obviously. Do you reckon it is a possibility that by making into Champions League, they're by then forced to sort of put in some level of quality, or else you're just going to get embarrassed in the Champions League? Like, you rather not be in the Champions League than be embarrassed in the Champions League with this model. I think a lot of fans are talking about this lately, that if we were to make it to the Champions League and this model continues, we're going to get our ass whooped in the Champions League. So do you reckon this is probably a theory that maybe not make it because I'll have to splash more money into this team?
No, but it's not only splashing money into this team, it's splashing money into everything. Because think about
Mm,
it. You changing your wage bill. Fine. The wage bill that we have right now, it's okay for a team in Europa spots, right? Paying people £110. But if you in Champions League
yeah,
spots and you buying a striker, how much is
you need
Champions League wages to bring in?
at least
Second
200k.
thing,
At least
you
200k.
fire Pochettino. We have a young team. We in conference league. We're trying to grow. What kind of manager could you get in? A Maresca, this and that. But if you're in Champions League and you fire Maresca, what type of manager do you need? Now it's a different project
You're right.
completely.
You're right.
Now I
Mm.
might sound like a mad scientist here. Maybe what smoke is
No,
coming out
there's
of
some
this
logic
coffee
around
here.
what you're saying,
But
bro. There's logic about what
it
you're
felt
saying
as
here.
if like no board could be so stupid. No human being could be stupid like that. They're not stupid. They're billionaires for a reason. If they're so stupid, they would be not in a position where they could own a football club like this. They're doing
Mm-hmm.
exactly what they plan to do. This model that we have here is pure profit. As you say, the great business podcast, eh, principle of economics, principle of accounting. This is what we're doing at A levels here, right? Get your copybooks out and your pencils. Great business time.
Well, we're all gonna be finance specialists by the end of
Finance,
this
yeah.
season, bro.
And the model changes. And for example, you have more pressure to buy high caliber players, higher wages,
Yeah.
manager, this and that. Um, Even with contract renewals too, Miss. You're now a Champions League team. Want to renew contracts, higher wages, this and that. And another thing is a lot of these players are on incentive bonuses. If they make Champions League, this and that, it's a bunch of incentive payments that needs to be made, this and that.
Mm,
So whilst we were, I know last That's Life podcast, like months ago, 6 months ago, we were
yeah.
saying that, but why would they not want to be a successful club? Isn't winning more games and going in Champions League and winning trophies means that we're going to be good financially? But not
Mm,
necessarily so. There's so much teams that are in mud financially and they compete for Champions League, like Barcelona and City even, and all these things that happen in debt
mm,
and
mm,
have investigations in them. Whereas these owners seem from a business mindset, X amount of money coming in is more than X amount of money going out. And that's basically what they want to do.
Do you know what, Brian? I said this exact same thing in the last All You Can Eat Chelsea episode. I said, and hear me out, and let me know if this makes sense. These owners are all about return on investment. Yeah. So if I'm spending $1, basic maths, if I'm spending $1 and I can get $10 in return, that's a good investment. Right? One for 10. But then if I'm now having to win, and you're telling me I'm having to now spend maybe $5 and my profit is maybe just 12. It only increased by a little bit. It's not much more by winning trophies because the prize money and all the other expenditures that I have to do, as you explain, players got to come in, I got to give them big wages. The way they look at it is the return is not enough to make that investment. Going to win makes me want to throw more money, but I'm not getting the same level of return as I was getting when I'm not winning. So they've clocked that. Do you know? And I think this is why Iqbali was caught in a video saying he admires the Brighton model a lot because Brighton have 10% of the wage budget as Chelsea used to do back then, and they are far more profitable than or far more sustainable profitability than Chelsea. So I think he's trying to elude that I'm not really here to win anything because winning means I don't make money. I don't make enough money. I'm here to keep it sustainable. Chelsea be in the Conference League, Europa League, buy all of these, sort of gems, low wages, and I'm going to try and flip every window. I'm going to try and send people on loan, make some loan fee, sell wherever I can sell. I've got amortization as well for a long, for a long period for some of these players. I know now it's 5 years. So it's going back to your point. It seems like it's by design that they've created this. It's not like, these owners know nothing. They've got no idea I think they do know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They're well aware.
and another thing with them too is that, it's like investments, right? They're going in as you say, to create a winning team, they invest so much money into it. And then the
Mm,
reward,
mm.
when you look at the net profit or the net reward,
Yep.
may not be worth that investment, right?
Correct. Correct.
If you think about it this way, you invest into young, talented players, right?
Mm.
They're trying to put themselves into a win-win situation here, where if we do well, then so be it. It's extra for us.
Beautiful.
If we
Yep.
don't
Yep.
do well, we sell these people
Still.
off and it goes to
Yeah.
plan. But
Yep.
um, I think we could see now it's exactly like that. We have players coming in 3 months after they're leaving. That is
Mm.
unheard of at teams. You don't hear teams, people coming in summer, leave in January. Now
Mm.
we have a situation where Matthias Tell, they pick Tottenham over coming at Chelsea. It
Mm.
reaches a point where even young players now would not want to come to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And that is,
Because it's a stock exchange.
you're thinking about before a young promising player would be like a 22-year-old to come in
Yeah. Yeah.
or a 19 or a 20-year-old to come in. But now we can't get those 21, 20-year-olds from big clubs like Bayern Munich or this
Mm.
and that to come and make a name for themselves. The only
Yeah.
people that would come here is literally children. 16, 17, 15,
18.
8.
Yeah.
That,
Did you hear that?
yeah, what was that? That's thunder?
Thunder.
Yeah, man.
there's a there's a storm brewing,
It's
bro. Chelsea storm.
like Bali, bro. That's those vivid seats, bro. So I think it's exactly like that. But now I want to ask the question. I want to ask you a question here. I don't even know
Mm,
the
mm,
answer to this question, so it's not right or wrong.
mm,
But this is the project, right? What we seem to think from the owners, right?
mm.
But now, say we don't make Champions League, which is a high probability now. The competition is too
Yeah.
high. Our star 11 players doesn't have the form. They're getting burnt out. Soon they might be struck with injury. We don't have the backup.
Mm,
You're gonna reach a place that you had the choice last summer and this January to take sort of a spine that you're lucky to have in the form of Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo, Cole Palmer. That's spine. And to
yeah.
build
Yeah.
around them. Try to build around them to push into being a consistently top four team. Then we will talk
Yeah.
about trophies after. Miz, trust me not. If we do not make Champions League this year,
Mm,
we one day and one window we would not have the chance anymore to try to build a team around those players because those
yeah.
players will leave.
100%.
Like Enzo,
100%.
Cucurella, Caicedo, Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
Why on earth would they stay Chelsea? Is it for money? No, they're not getting money. Is
Mm,
it for football? No, they're not getting the quality of football. Is it for London? No. So why would
no.
they stay? So now, if we don't make Champions League and some of these players try to leave, and maybe the owners may not mind that because they're gonna make huge profit. You sell Cole
They're going to
Palmer
make
for
mad money.
120 million.
Yep.
You make this and
Yep.
that, right?
Yep.
You sell Enzo Fernandez for more than 100 million, this and that.
Mm,
Cucurella, more than 100, right?
mm.
You get so much profit, but where would that leave this Chelsea project?
Relegation is not actually something that is not too far fetched, you know. Like, this is where people that are watching this, they might be thinking once again, and because I like saying this because I want to give them a reality check. They'll be like, oh my God, look at them, you know, being negative and this and that. No, this is not negativity. Good players do not want to stick around at Chelsea if we're just pussyfooting around. Being serious. If Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Cucurella, they may stick around, obviously, this season. Now the window's closed, they're happy. But if they see the same nonsense, if they start hearing about the same nonsense next summer, trust me, it may not be all of them at once, but one of them will soon put their hand up and go, oh, man, I'm wasting my career here, man. Like, Cucurella is a Spanish international. Now, okay, he plays on a regular for Chelsea Football Club, one of our better players. But if he's not participating in the Champions League, if he's not participating in it at the highest level, competing for Premier League titles, this, that, the other, his position will be taken over by
No
someone
World
in
Cup.
this,
No World Cup, yeah.
because someone else in the Spanish team is playing at the highest level, is playing Champions League football, is competing at the highest level in La Liga or whatever, right? Cucurella will soon put his hand up and go, I don't want to be here. I need to go and compete somewhere. And Cucurella will have suitors.
Of course.
Similarly with Cole Palmer, all his English mates will be playing Champions League football. He's going to be the only one in the locker room that doesn't play Champions League football. Thomas Tuchel will be like, well, you're a good player, you're a talented player, but some of these other boys are playing Champions League football, man. You might need to take a seat. Do you know what I mean? So, and once that happens and these guys go, and we are having to now field a bunch of 19, 20 year olds, you want to compete in the Premier
And the
League.
thing is, at that point, you can't. turn around and change your model. Because at that point,
Too late.
which star player is going to join this mess? You see, we
No
got
one.
those star players when we still had a name for ourselves. We got Kukurea
Mm, mm.
off winning Champions League with Tuchel, this and that, right? Caicedo and those guys rejected Klopp and stuff to come at Chelsea because that was the Chelsea that had a reputation, right?
Ryan, which star players did we get last summer? You would say Jadon Sancho is was a flop at Man United, and we revived his career. Well, he's trying to revive his career here. Renato Viga was a nobody. No one knew about him. Who else did we get? Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto's his stocks were good. He was a high caliber player, but not you wouldn't claim that he's a superstar. Michael Elise was more of a superstar, but we never got him. So you could essentially say Mark Yu, young kid, Omari Kellyman, young kid. You can definitely say last summer was probably an indication that superstars don't want to come here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we get into a position that it's gonna be too late. I think the reputation that these owners and this project has, gathered is shameful. And the thing is, they'll
Mm.
still have people putting out prompts. They'll still have people putting out prompts. They would still
Every
have,
time you talk about the owners, the God's saying something.
yeah, yeah,
Even God's angry, bro.
yeah. No, well, Miss, I think that Chelsea is in a place where it's getting too late for Chelsea at this point. It's getting too late. Well, I felt as if this January was a time to just stamp until top four. I told you, get the top four, and let's really see if we would push and try to compete in the Champions League and try to compete in the Premier League next year. Um, for me, I think it goes to show that there's so much prompts going on from these journalists, from these Twitter accounts, from even our manager, that they're trying to protect what is going on from the board level, right? And they kind of playing Chelsea fans are really stupid. Even commentators, you see, that they always say stuff like, well, this is a very young Chelsea side, they improved from last season.
100%.
Why would a commentator,
100%.
last game they said that, why would a commentator say that? Isn't commentator supposed to be unbiased and call the game?
Yeah.
Why would commentators say Chelsea is an improving team, they're a young team, they improved from last season? It's all prompts. It's all
Mm,
things to get in the head of Chelsea fans, to get them on
mm.
board with this trajectory that we're going on. And I would say that, in your video today, I think people took it wrong that you were saying that match going fans didn't know what was going on. It's not that. It's that a lot of people don't study it as much or invest so much time to understand what is the root of what's going on. And the thing is
Absolutely.
that the people who do study it to that level is younger generations that are chronically online, right? People
Yeah.
under 30, under 25, this and that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was in All You Can Eat Chelsea or whoever saw it, but that generation of fan, where what did they grow up with? FIFA manager mode, buying
Mm.
the Wonder Kids and growing them to win a title, this and that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all the people you're seeing 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, this and that, commenting and saying, Miss, you're impatient, Miss, you don't understand the project, Miss, you're being negative. Because instead of they seeing what has been successful and what is even successful now at clubs like Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, etc.,
Mm.
they would say, well, I grew up playing video games and this was successful. Getting the 16-year-old who grew up to be 90 rated on FIFA who won the Champions League, that is
Yeah.
successful.
That's success.
And
Yeah.
then it's a kind of like this fantasy dream that you're selling this dream to these younger fans that they should buy into this. That we're going to get all these youngsters and we're going to create a team that's all under 24 years old and we're going to go and win the league next year. And we need to be patient and it's a 5-year project. If it was a 5-year project, why that Fofana striker who came in 2 years ago. He's gone. That Brazilian guy with that kind of afro, that winger guy, he's gone. The other Brazilian guy who was so good and doing step
Yeah,
overs
Santos.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
gone. All these
Oh, sorry,
people,
David Washington to back
yeah,
to Santos. Yeah.
all these guys, they come in, you think there's the next Neymar, this and that, and within 1 year, they're all gone.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
It's mad. You're right. Yeah. Remember Angelo Gabriel, the other Brazilian that we
I
had who
think
went to Al
that's the one I was
Nassr.
talking about, Angelo
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah. Yeah, and he looked really decent, and then yeah, he's gone, he's disappeared. Italian kid, the next wonder kid, Italian
Cassidy.
Cesare Cassidy, the Ballack region, this the Italian Ballack, he's gone. So I don't. Right, where's this? I hear what you said. The younger generation are all about that football manager psychology and building and showcasing that growth of a young kid starting off basic and then becoming a superstar. Why is it like that? Let's try and get into the psychological side of things because these owners, I recently said in All You Can Eat Chelsea again, that big up to these owners because they've been able to manipulate and brainwash a large portion of the fan base who still think this is a legitimate project and it's a fun process. Do you know what I mean? It's an exciting and fun process to see young kids develop. Like, what is it with the young generation not really thinking about winning trophies like when I used to watch, or even the latter half of when you were sort of growing up and watching Chelsea win trophies? What is it with the new generation now that the trophy is not important anymore, but player growth and seeing them flourish and being able to sell them off for more money, that seems to be deemed as success now. Why? What? Where's this shift in paradigm happen? Like, why has it happened?
Bro, I don't even know. I don't even know. I think because how young are these fans? You know? Because I think it's all buying into that fantasy, building a team all under
Mm.
25, this and that. Because, remember those days in 2021 we used to make fun of like people who wanted academy graduates and this and that, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
call them sexuals and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I miss it. I honestly, no, no, I'll honestly feel the cry talking about it because Chelsea had such a great DNA,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
we had generations of coaches and hard work, literally 20 years of that put into our club to grow an academy with world-class coaches and to get these players coming up. And for so much years, we could have looked to our academy and bring people who cared and loved Chelsea, who wanted to make it
Mm.
at Chelsea, would even interrupt Thomas Tuchel at a dinner and tell him that I want to be at Chelsea there next year, as in Gallagher.
Mm. Mm.
We had
Gallagher.
players who
Yeah.
wanted to be at Chelsea, and you know what? Looking back on it, we had so much great players come through from our academy, even if they're not
Yeah.
world class right now, but even people like Lewis Hall and Matson and
Mm.
uh those
Billy
guys.
Gilmore was there.
'Cause,
Remember
yeah,
Billy Gilmore?
and I think we've lost that soul as a club too. Because it's one thing to want to create a fantasy that you're bringing through young players, but this is not about bringing through young players. This is not about homegrown players that has Chelsea embedded in them and growing them into win
Mm.
and carrying on our legacy.
Random people, just random kids
This
from outside.
is business, bro. This is
Yeah.
you bring in a number and get out a number. Bring in a number, stamp, and get out. Bring in stamp,
Mm.
get out, give me my money. Bring in stamp, get out. It's just sad to see our club resort to this and all PR and all the media surrounding our club and all the cinematography and the marketing around not only our club but so much Premier League clubs. I think that the Premier League has lost its soul, bro.
It
I
has.
think
It
it's
has.
become so commercialized that I would rather just go on watch Serie A, watch clubs that don't have much money, at least those the feeling when you wake up and watch those football matches, it still feels like the sport that you fell in love with. It
Mm,
doesn't have no PR hype. It doesn't have billionaires trying to come and do their way with this league and try to serve an agenda and this and that. It literally just
mm.
feels like you wake up and you support the club you love, and that all the
Yeah,
signings that come into those clubs is for football reasoning.
for football reasons. Do you know what? Let's talk about this to wrap this up, right? This will be the final sort of section of this podcast today. I think this is what it's come down to, right? Ryan, like, it seems like our owners have clocked that there's a large amount of business that you can do in football. There's a large amount of business you can do, and you can actually make a lot of money out of it. And it's almost crazy the level of money that you can bring in, spend, bring in, spend, bring in. But then you've also alluded that there are leagues out there that don't really do this. They're not really interested in making huge amount of profit. They're probably okay to make a little bit of profit or maybe even just balance the books, but they're really there for football, because football at the end of the day is for the community, is for the fans, it's the fandom, right? It's not a business organization. None of us watch football and get our calculators out and okay, how much money did that player make? And this, like, people turn on their television to see that their football team is doing well and winning trophies, so they can live those moments. Not saying that there's not going to be some hardships. Obviously, there's going to be some hardships as well in all of that, but that's what's football about, right? It's about that fandom. I think it's safe to say, Ryan, that our owners, they could have picked that path of, we don't necessarily need to do too much business. Yes, we're business people. Let's make a little bit of profit if we can, but let's really look after Chelsea Football Club, look after the fan base, the community, grow together, win together. They could have chosen that path, but they've opted not to and solely focus on money.
I'm tell you,
Do you feel that's what it's come down to, I suppose?
I'm tell you what it come down to. I'm tell you, it's as if Walmart, right? It's as if Walmart owners sell it to a new owner, right? And or even Starbucks, Starbucks coffee. You get it to a
Yep,
new
yep.
owner, a worldwide franchise in all countries all over the world. And these owners
Mm,
come in and say, listen, we're not going to invest so much money into this coffee, this and that. All we're going to do is we're going to close Starbucks in all these countries here, and we're going to focus on Starbucks and make it just be a regional Starbucks coffee brand. And that's
mm,
basically what they did to Chelsea, is that they they stripped us from world-class coaches, world-class managers, world-class board members, world-class chairmans, this and that. They stripped us with stripped the world-class academy, they stripped the world-class coaches from those academy, all the world-class
yeah.
players we had. They literally stripped everything that made Chelsea a great top level elite club, and they stripped it all away and they replaced it with, so it's like if you take all the board members from Starbucks, all the chairman who is accustomed creating a worldwide brand, you replace
Mm,
all of them, all the engineers, marketing people, this and that, all the finance people who are accustomed making a worldwide brand, and then you replace them with people who are accustomed making a regional brand. So
mm,
you get a regional manager, a branch manager, branch financial people, freelance accountants, this and that. And you're just trying to make as much profits as you could. They literally got a debt-free club, a club that won the Champions League a year before, who won the Club World Cup that year. They got a
mm,
team full of Champions League winners before anybody was sold. They got academy full of great coaches. They even had previous chair people who was willing to stay, but they got fired. They stripped everything from us.
yeah.
And year one, we gave them the benefit of the doubt. Year two, we give them the benefit of the doubt. Year three, you need to think I'm a dumb idiot or something to give you the benefit
Mm,
of the doubt. You need to think that we're just dumb and stupid. And they continue to
Mm.
spit on us and piss and shit on us if you want.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I
No,
said today
they,
in the
they,
start
they
of my video
literally
earlier today. We
watch
must have the
you.
word dickhead written on our
Yeah,
forehead.
they just watch you and they take a big fat shit on you. And they say
Yeah,
like it. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy that next kit. You're done running a Chelsea account and Chelsea YouTube channel. That's all you're gonna make your money off of. Like what are you gonna do? The thing is, they
mm.
know how much people love their club. It's like they know that people are willing to take abuse. Manchester United is it. Look, for 12, 13, 15 years, that's the model there. That once they
Yeah,
love their club, they'll never give up on the club. Arsenal, they
mm.
wasn't in mud for so long. Once you love the club, you're not going to give up on the club. Liverpool, they got lucky, and now they took that luck and they learned from it and they ran with it, right?
Yeah,
I think is we were starting to get lucky. And in January, they said,
yeah,
no, we're not going to run with that luck. We're going to throw
yeah,
it all away. And I
yeah.
think for us is that things will never improve under these people. I came here year one and said maybe it will improve, they'll learn. Year two, I said maybe they'll improve. Year three, I'm like, I'm done here. I give up. Because listen, you have a YouTube channel. You started Chelsea here where you used to do watch-alongs watching us in a Champions League quarterfinal. Literally screaming and shouting when we score a goal. You remember how exciting it used to be before a
Oh,
pre-match of a
wow,
Champions League game, and we all
wow.
have our lineup 11s and this and that, and saying this is how we're gonna beat Real Madrid and
Yeah.
Atletico and this and that. Bro, Atletico, the only way we're gonna play them is on FIFA. The only way we're gonna play Real Madrid is
Friendlies,
friendly.
friendlies, bro.
We're like that random team that is calling a friendly match. We don't even care about. We're that guy. You know, your job changed from 5 years ago to now, right? You come
Mm.
on every day and you literally have to see the club that you love crumble and then narrate that crumbling. Don't you wish you could narrate that Champions League that's coming around in a few weeks' time? Don't you wish
Yeah,
you could have
bro.
had a lineup and you said we're gonna try to make it to the semifinals?
Mm.
Don't you wish that when we go against number one that we feel that we could win? Like
Yeah,
that is what supposed to have a YouTube channel feel like. I remember I used
yeah,
to be on your shows in 2021 and 2022,
yeah.
and the buzz was different. We used to have
Oh,
all
wow.
these guys, and we used to be bantering and laughing and talking. And now, anytime we have a show, we literally had like two weeks of happiness in December. It was good, right? In the last 3 years,
It was good.
it was
It was
good.
good.
It was good. We had 2 weeks of happiness, but bro, I miss that, bro. I miss Chelsea. I miss hanging out with you, my family, this and that, watching Chelsea. We've lost it. They stripped every single thing from us. And
Yeah,
fans will always be loyal. So we're not going to change teams. We're not going to boycott this and that. But at the end of the day, we've totally lost our club, man. We totally
it's
lost it.
gone.
It's not going to come
It's
back
gone. It's not gonna. And
with
you know
these
what?
owners. With these owners.
I remember, Ryan. You used to say this a while back when the owners just arrived. You're like, it's not looking good, bro. We could be gone. We're losing our Chelsea, and you used to get a lot of heat for it. 3 years in, I'm telling right now, and Ryan already knows this. There is no coming back, ladies and gentlemen. There is. If by now you haven't clocked, and I even said in my last video earlier today, late UK time, the most positive fans out there, even you would have some level of doubt by now. Even you would have some level of doubt because this is not going to change. This is how it's going to be. They've proven it. It's not a mistake what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. This is what they've decided to do. The only way to change this is the only option available. Whether that is available or not, I don't know, but that's the only option that's up for grabs is the owners need to go.
This,
That's the only
it
way.
even makes me
That's the
question,
only way.
did we even want Osimhen? Or was it all prompts
It's
and
PR.
bullshit to make us
I think it's
believe
all.
that we wanted an elite striker?
I mean, Ryan, if you wanted Osimhen, go out there and get him. He was available. Like, You're haggling with money. You're haggling with this. You're
It's maybe
haggling with
just
that.
PR to make us believe that we want to build our squad. We want to build a squad that could compete. You know how embarrassing it is that we paid 60 million for João Felix and we sent him on loan 4 months after?
It's pathetic. It's so
No,
pathetic.
it even worse that we had him on loan, we sent him away a year after we paid 60 million, and then we sent him out on loan. Does that clock that this board have any idea what they want to do?
And not just that, bro. I think he's on like a 6 or 7 year contract.
Was it
He's
on?
on a
I think he's like
long,
7 or 8
yeah.
around there.
He's on a long term contract with Chelsea, and within 6 months, he's gone. And we have our manager post match saying, "We don't miss him. He's happy there." That's. But I'm just, I'm just baffled, bro. And you know us. It's not even the fact that we were advocating for João Felix or anything. We could understand why he wasn't playing. We can understand, but it's the situation. It's the circumstance. Like, why did you do this deal? This is so weird, so bizarre. I get it. You did it because you had to get rid of Gallagher, but it's it's strange. It's so unbelievably unheard of. All of this stuff that we're doing. Renato Viga. Okay, forget about João Felix. Renato Viga came in 6 months ago and he's gone. It's 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 crazy
Yeah.
what's happening at Chelsea Football Club, bro.
And it's big players to even like Nkunku can't find his feet. It's just like mismanagement of players. I miss the days where a manager wanted a player and brought him in. Because you know how Mourinho, before he come back to Chelsea, he called John Terry and said, listen,
Yeah.
you better fix up this summer, rest, train hard because you're gonna be my star man. You're gonna start every single game.
Mm,
I miss the days when, say for example, Nkunku got injured, but you know this guy has the potential to contribute to 30 goals a season. I wish
mm,
there was a manager could come and say, listen, like I believe in you. I know you have 30 goals in you. You are
mm,
my star man. You're French international. You did it on the big stage in Bundesliga. You're my star forward. You're gonna start no matter what. Like I miss
mm.
where big players felt a confidence from their manager. Felt like I'm gonna go out there and absolutely kill it. I kind of don't like this thing where managers just take big players and they just mud them and just totally
Yeah.
destroy them as if they had no experience before they came to Chelsea, no portfolio. I could understand if it's a young player who haven't done anything. Basically, big players, they deserve to go to big clubs, bro, and be treated with respect. I feel like so much
Man,
players
it's
come
so,
to Chelsea and they just get spit on their face, bro. Like, why would
bro,
a
it's
big
so
player come
true.
here? If Osimhen came here, you'd probably be benching for Nicholas Jackson at this point because Osimhen don't press.
Don't be surprised if that probably would have happened.
And you
It's such a
take
good
a
point what you just
35
said.
goal striker to a 5 goal striker. Sometimes you need to breed confidence, and the thing is, Enzo Maresca has chosen to breed confidence in people. That's just a waste of time. Like
Mm,
Sanchez. Instead, you're going out on a limb every week to back this person who don't deserve to be
nah,
backed. There's so much people who
you,
just got kicked to the wayside. Listen, João Felix, he probably wasn't perfect, but you can't say that he's not better than so much people that has there, at Dewsbury Hall, and so much of these
yeah,
guys. You can't tell me that you'd rather kick out Vega. We don't even have a left back other than Kukurea. Who are you gonna play on the left? And if we
you're
play
probably gonna
Colwell
play
on the left, we don't have a
Colwell.
centre back. If we play a
Yeah,
right back and centre back, we don't have a right back. If we play a midfielder and right back, we don't have a midfielder. You understand how
yeah,
stupid this is?
yeah.
Like, I don't know if
You're
if
right,
if you
bro.
can't see it at this point, you need to see that you're right. Only a certain type of manager could come into this team. Is a yes man. That's why Pochettino got kicked out, and that's why you
Yeah,
see stupid comments from Maresca because he's a yes man.
because he's a yes man. It's such a good point, man. Like, it'll be so difficult to attract top players anymore because they'll see how we treat certain players at our football club, and they'll be like, I'm not going there and ruining my career. Like, what do you think João Felix has to say about current Chelsea? I don't think anything good. What do you think Nkunku has to say about the current Chelsea? I don't think anything good. Um,
Listen,
and the list goes on.
it's not even
Do you know what I mean?
footballers, bro. I'm in a job now. If I go to a next job, I want to get a pay raise. Right? Same thing with a footballer. Who on earth is gonna come from a Champions League team and then cut their salary by $50,000 to come to a modded Chelsea? Like
Yeah,
it's just not like from a
it's
basic
a
human
nonsense
being
situation.
employee point of view, it just like makes zero sense. We're not going to
Mm,
get any big players is if the model don't change, and the model isn't going to change because they spent 3 years creating this model.
yeah,
No, like nothing is going to
yeah,
change at this point. We're lucky that I honestly would watch Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella and Caicedo and Cole Palmer and say, "What on earth are you doing here?" Like if they're here in
yeah.
September, I'll be like, why are you here?
I said the same thing as well in last all you can eat Chelsea. That why are these players here?
Yeah.
what what
It's not like you're
makes
getting
you want
money.
to
You're not
stay?
getting money. You're not getting
Like,
trophies. You're not getting good
like
competition.
if these owners and the directors reached out to me, for instance, I'm a player, right? They reach, I'm be like, I don't think I'm interested, man. Like, I'm not interested. Your money is not great. Your football club's doing absolutely shit. You literally ruin careers, not just for kids, but for well
Established players too.
established players. You ruin their careers. What am I coming to you for? Like, to do what? You're going to continue with this nonsense. I'm going to be part of that nonsense. No, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I don't think so. So, bro, you know, let's end it on this. People talk about Andre Santos. He's going to come back. It's going to look all good. But this kid is absolutely killing it in French Liga. He's
You could sell him
one
for
of the
about 50
best.
mil. And
Not just sell him for 50 mil, 60 mil, but he might even turn around and say, I think I'm a bit too good for this club now, man. He might even just say, my agent's getting calls from Bayern Munich. My agent's getting call from PSG. My agent's getting call from whoever else. Let's make a move. Like, my stocks are high. I'm playing well. I don't want to go and become a footnote, or I don't want to go at Chelsea and just become a nobody. I could literally lose my career here. Bro, it's so important to make the right move, Ryan. It's so important. You make one wrong move in your career to a bad club, I swear your career is gone. And we are that bad club now where careers can be
bro,
gone.
honestly, if I was a player, I'd rather go like the seventh place AC Milan too. At least they have directors. They're trying to build a football team. They have Zlatan and those people. They're trying to build something. They care about
Mm,
football. They care about performances. I'll go to Juventus. I'll go somewhere like not Chelsea. We're probably the
yeah,
worst.
definitely.
Like we're probably the worst team to go to in the top six in any team or top
Yeah,
seven. We're the worst team.
I
How do we
agree.
get from one of the best teams to go? I remember when we wanted Haaland and stuff. We used to be like, no, we could beat Man City to get Haaland. We could beat Real Madrid. We have Roman. We have this and that. We just won Champions League. This and that. That we could compete with them if Chelsea, if Roman comes knocking. You used to have that meme with the Peaky Blinders song with Roman walking with a
Yeah, yeah,
briefcase
yeah,
and this and that.
yeah.
Yo,
Now
and
those days are done, bro. That's finished. Those days are finito, Ryan.
but let me ask you
Bro,
something.
this must feel. Yeah, go on.
You as a uh someone with a voice online here in Chelsea community, like before you put on that headphones and you see the news, like what is the mindset that you have going into it? Because before 4 years ago, it was being excited. We used to talk about, you remember carefree tactics? We
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about football here. Remember that was this?
yeah.
Now it's carefree finance. you know, with and the other side of
We used to do tactical analysis. Yeah.
accounting and carefree finance, right? And now we're just talking about this. But as a
Yeah.
content creator, I mean, as a voice, one of the voices of Chelsea, Nelly
Mm.
hitting 50K soon, 40K, 50K, right?
Come. Yeah.
Smash like button, right? What role do you feel that you and other people like you have here? Because I said it. There's certain layers to this club. There's the board
Yeah.
level, the manager level, the player level, and then the fans. We've lost the board, we've lost the manager, we've lost the
Mm.
players, and now if the fan lose the Chelsea identity, then we'll lose our club forever. We kind of see that a big, huge percentage of our fans completely, you know, lost. They don't
Mm.
even know what it feels like to win a trophy.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to sing Campeones and all that? We used to literally win a trophy every season. It used to be weird when we
Yeah.
don't win a trophy. When last we
Yeah.
won a trophy, bro? That's it's sick.
Bro, Club World Cup. Club World Cup.
Right. As a content creator, where's your mindset going into these videos, and how do you feel looking at like your career on YouTube? That thinking that like next year, am I next year going to be logging in and having to talk about these owners and these issues? When am I going to log on and talk about Champions League and our starting 11
Mm.
and who should play at striker and how we're going to beat Real Madrid and this and that? Like, how,
No, it's
how
it's
do you feel, bro, about that?
bro. It's something that I've been thinking about quite a lot recently, and I'm sort of going towards the avenue, and I'm slowly sort of building or gathering some information and evidence. I've got some collaboration coming up with a few of the other content makers. I'm at a point, Ryan, where I want to start making content to save the club now. Like that's where my headspace is at. Like I'm done just simply reporting daily news and whatnot. That's going to continue, but I'm actually going to now take an active stand to try and produce content to save the club as much as I can, to put out there the voice, as you said. It's not a channel that makes a lot of views, but it still makes a fair amount of views, and there's a nice community. And I want to now actively put out as much as strong content out there to say we need our Chelsea back. We need to force these guys to go. Like we need to create a wave here. We can, as a fan base, make a change if we really put our heads together. If we really combine and come to a consensus, we can force them to leave. We can. It can actually happen. Literally match going fans, it starts from there, from Stamford Bridge. I'm not even saying don't go, actually go to the matches, but voice, scream, cry, feel, make them feel, demand the owners to come to the field, get down into the pitch. This is pitch owner's pitch. You own the pitch. Go down to the middle of the pitch and go, no game starting until the owners come down right now, right here, and talk to us. No kickoff. We are not letting this game to kick off. We will not let the players come out of the tunnel if need be. We need the owners to come out and talk and give us some sort of promise. What are you doing? Ryan, this is not like it's some people might be listening to this game, it's never gonna happen. No, it can. We are the fans that represent this club. Without us, there is no club. If there's empty stadiums, there's no club. These owners will not stick around if no one's buying shirts or going to the matches or talking about Chelsea at all. So it's on us. We can do it. And that's what my angle is. And I've been thinking about it for the past couple of weeks that I can't just sit here and just simply report and talk and provide my opinion. I actually now need to start making a stance that we need to do something. We need to voice and have content out there to influence people to do something now. Because if we don't, bro, I've seen big clubs disappear. I have. Big clubs have disappeared. What's to say it can't happen to us? One wrong ownership and you can disappear. And these owners, look, leave the club, make whatever money you need to make, sell with a bit of profit because it's a lucrative area. London is a lucrative area. You can still sell it for a good amount of profit. And you've stripped off the club's assets to put it under Blue Co. So the whole portfolio looks great. You bought it for X amount of money. I'm pretty sure you could probably sell it for twice the amount now.
Yeah.
So sell up and leave because you're not you're not in love with the club. You're not. So make your money, give it to someone else that can come in and actually love the football club just the way the fans love it. So I'm not even saying, oh, just leave. Don't make your money, but leave. Please leave.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Well, I respect that, man. I not always watching every day, watch all your videos. Super big fan of yours, The
Thank you,
Miz.
brother.
And anytime you want to have me on That's Life podcast, I'll be here to talk to you, make you
Ah.
laugh, and make you cry, and everything in between. Yeah, bro. But this was a good episode. Hopefully, we could come on here and talk about football sometime, actual
Yeah.
football. Because I miss talking about it. That 2 weeks when I thought we were gonna win the league, bro, that was the best, bro.
Uh, I can't believe how it's all transpired since then. But anyways, Ryan, thank you once again to everyone watching. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll try and gather again sometime next week to see what is the update on our football club. Are we somewhat coming around or not? We shall see. We shall see. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Goodbye.